Forever is a breezy rom-com. The difference is that it's got a lot of twists and turns which will keep the audience on the edge of the seat. It's shot on beautiful locales which provides the backdrop in the film. And there are a lot of interesting characters, though it has newcomers. We've ensured that there are very interesting characters around them, Though there is a lot of talent available, but when you actually go to cast to get the right boy and a girl who has the perfect chemistry in a love story, because it's very important, is very hard to find. We had auditioned a lot of girls and we couldn't find anybody, so then I took help of Shabeer, and with his help we managed to audition some interesting faces. Some had inhibition about kissing because in a love story, so we lost out on them. But one fine day I was just going through Facebook and I saw Krishna's pictures and I found him very interesting. Since I've written the film, I saw him as the character Aryan in the film, and I sent him a message and asked him to visit us to the office, and he came the next day. And we immediately auditioned him, and he turned out to be just the guy we were looking for. See, with a love story, I've always learned in my past experience, either you take A-list actors who are a pair like Ranbir, Deepika, Kajol, Shah Rukh, or you go for a new pair. In my case, I knew I couldn't get the top level guys because today it's become very difficult. They're tied up with multiple projects, and they have their own production houses and they have their own preferences to work with directors. So here it was a complete new setup, so I had to go for newcomers. And one of the main reason was when I got inspired about doing this love story, it was through Nadeem, and he told me that please don't take stars because it's been his track record that whoever he's launched with his music, they've become stars. So he's saying rather than looking for stars, make stars. So, and it's an example he gave me like of 15-20 films. The Shah Rukh's launch film, he had given the music. Ajay Devgan's launch film, he had given the music. Bobby Deol's launch film, Ashiki, and so on. He gave me so many examples, and that built the confidence in me. And I went for newcomers, And I'm happy right now that I have taken newcomers because they add that freshness to the love story which is required. No, Nadeem has been a friend. I've worked with him in the past. And like I told you earlier, that he gave me the idea, that make a love story after Ashiki 2 with newcomers, and I'll give you the music backing which is required for a love story. And he lived up to his words. He's given me a track which I'm very, very sure will be one of the best album of 2016. When we were discussing the lead parallel casting, Shabeer dropped out the name of Lisa Ray. She said if she would have been in this film, it would be ideal, but I don't think so. She's been working for a long time, and that struck a bell, and I said, I'll get her. He said, how will you get her? He didn't know my relation because I know Lisa since 20 years now. She's been a friend, and there was a gap between for many years where I was not in touch with her, but time never really affects friendship, So I tracked her down, and she was living in Hong Kong. Sent her a mail, and immediately she responded. I narrated her the script, and she said, Shabeer, I'm on, and that's how it happened. South Africa, for a few of the car chases and the climax action, we have used a team which had worked on Mad Max. Yeah, so they were on board, and Yeah, it was great fun working with them, I've shot 2 films before in South Africa, and I loved the place. I loved the backdrop, the locales. But in this film, we did I went with my choreographer and my DOP, and we did a rigorous search for new locations. And if you see this film and people who have seen the rushes, they all don't believe it's South Africa. So we've actually really gone and explored locales which are never used on Bollywood screen before. A lot of films have been shot in Cape Town, South Africa. So when the film releases, you will see, the difference. As far as difficulties, we really didn't have that kind of difficulties, but we went into we missed the summer, the peak summer. And when just winter was setting in, we went into that weather. So we used to get really cold at nights, and being new actors and the weather change, there were a lot of difficulties, so yeah, as terms of the weather, but overall we had been very lucky because it was monsoons also coming in the winters, and we had been very, very lucky. Nadeem, I am a diehard fan of Nadeem's music also. Dhadkan, his last album, still lingers on my mind, and I think so many people, His music is forever, It stays in you, and the melody which he creates is always magical, and he's done it again. Apart from the music, the freshness, the new pair, and the locales, and the way it's been shot, I've got this DOP down from LA, who's Indian, but he's done a lot of work abroad. He doesn't do many Hindi films. He's given a very, very different look to the film, and he's son of Fali Mistry, who has done his past work. Everybody knew he was magical. So I think so he's created the same magic for me, what his father did for many Bollywood films in the past. Yeah.